This is Mako TV from Nlunkulu's kitchen. My voice is a bit off today, but my cooking skills ain't. Ha ha ha. I'm going to share with you something called canapés. That's what we're going to be doing today. Basically, canapés are small pieces of bread or crackers, even pastries at times, that have some type of filling that sits on it with a little bit of garnish, and it makes an exceptional hors d'oeuvre. Now think about it, when you're having guests over, when they enter your home, they're not going straight into the kitchen, onto the dining table, ready to eat mains. They're going to have to enjoy themselves, create a little bit of a vibe, get into conversation. And when it comes to getting into conversation, it's very nice and elegant for you to have a bit of a snack on the side for them to just keep themselves occupied while you're still busy perfecting your food in the kitchen. So that is what I'm going to be showing you today. All my ingredients have been chosen by myself. You can choose any type of filling that you want. That's how flexible and versatile canapés are. Remember that they are hors d'oeuvres, which means starters, not necessarily a starter on a proper 3-course meal or menu, but they are more sort of an appetizer, if I may say so. So I'm going to give you the rundown of exactly what ingredients I've been busy with from the morning, and I'm going to show you how to build your very own canapé. I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's start with the base of the canapé, which is the bread that I'm using. This is basically French loaf that I've bought from a store, and I've cut up into the amount of slices that I wanted. They've just been toasted a bit on the stove with some garlic butter, therefore they have a little bit of a charred look. So as I said, you can use your own pastry, you can use even a cracker or any type of bread that you want to. A bit more smaller in size though, because canapés are normally held in the hand and eaten in one bite. However, we don't do one bites or one bite rather, we do many bites. Okay, let's move on. I have for garnish some fresh cherry tomatoes and rockets. You can use any type of garnish that you'd like. I just use rockets because it has a bit of a personality in its appearance. I'm using a protein which is beef steak. They have just been fried in a pan with pepper and salt and a bit of char on it, so it gives that dry taste to it. Then I'm using something called oyster mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms, when you bite into it, it's more fleshier. It feels as if you're actually eating or biting into an oyster, and they're a bit more flat and presentable rather than normal button mushrooms, but you can choose to use whichever type of mushrooms you'd like. Then I have radish. This radish has been cleaned and sliced, and it has been dehydrated in an air fryer with no oil or seasoning. You can also opt to dehydrate it in an oven, or you can eat it raw, as radish is one of the very famous and common ingredients for salads. And my secret for the flavor of the canapés today is my Prego sauce. Prego sauce is also delicious, goes well with either chicken or steak, depending on your preference. So that's basically all of the stuff that I'm using in order to make my canapés. And yeah, as versatile as whatever type of ingredient you'd like to use, depending on what your preference is or what your guests' preference are. So let's get started with building our canapés. When we make canapés, remember, because they are bite-sized supposedly, and because they are an hors d'oeuvre or an appetizer, we do not make them in 2s or 3s. We make them in platters rather. I'm just going to show you how to build up one, and then you'll be able to take it from there. So I have my piece of toasted bread. I didn't add any butter or anything to it now. Remember that it was fried with garlic butter. We don't want it to get soggy, so we're just leaving it like that. Then we're going to take a spoon of our Prego sauce and give a generous dollop of it on top like such, trying for it not to fall over. Okay, just like that. Then depending on the amount of radish we have, we can use it to decorate our canapé. So I am going to use just 3 of the radishes. I'm going to just put them on one side, overlapping each other, just for some fanciness. Okay, Then I'm taking a piece of llamas. They in various sizes, big and small, so it just depends on who gets what piece. So I have a piece of my beef. My hands are clean, so I'm just going to use my hands rather. That's going to go on top of the sauce and on top of the radish, like such. Do. Then I'm taking oyster mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms are actually long. They look as if they have the big stem on it, so you can break it up. I like them because they're flat. They look sort of like meat itself, so it's a good combination, and that's the reason why I'm using oyster mushrooms. So I'm just going to get a piece of oyster mushroom here. You can use whichever piece you'd like. Just that there, that's going to be placed on the top as such. Let me just wipe my hands. And then we go on to the garnish. So as I said, I'm using rockets because of their vava-voom. You just take a small stem of rocket. You don't need the big pieces. It can just be a small piece like this, which is going to go across it. Also, what's nice about the sauce at the bottom is that it acts as a little bit of a glue if you have any type of ingredients that are a bit annoying. My rocket is there, and then I'm using half of a cherry tomato that just goes on the top, and that is your delicious beef, mushroom, oyster and radish canapé. Now let me show you how beautiful this looks. Can I? And that is what one of your canapés look like. You can decorate it whichever way you want. Try and make it look as appealing as possible, because remember, guests eat with their eyes first. And if you want, you can add a little bit of sauce on the top if it's a bit dry, but for now, try not to put too much of sauce on top of the ingredients because they will not be visible to the guests. And there you go, your very own canapé.